Wait, this is funny. What's up?
What's up? Do you have a second?
Yeah, I have a second. What's going on? Are you okay? Is that an emergency?
No. A Pauper emergency.
Oh, please tell. Please tell.
So next month, I'm getting a new store to start window boxes. Is there a chance you are free Saturday the 18th or Sunday the 19th?
18th and 19th.
I am not.
Okay.
Thomas is not. You're on speaker.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi, buddy.
Hello.
You're technically in the podcast right now.
Yeah, I put the phone up to the mic. So,
Oh, hello.
do you want to say anything to the people?
I love you all.
Oh, beautiful.
We love you too,
It's
Derek.
been a minute.
We love
since
you
had
too.
a
I
Derek
know.
appearance on there. Maybe we'll do a deep dive with elves of Derek. I would do that.
That would be fun.
I
would
do
be
the
fun.
fuck
I
out
could
of
talk
that.
about that.
Yeah.
It would just be Hippo outpacing me because he's better at it than me. But
Dude, the results are speaking for themselves.
I just haven't played it.
they're
No,
pretty
you said you're
good.
better.
He literally just did.
I know. You said you have.
Oh.
Or, you know, no, I don't know where my head went. Yeah, I would do the 18th.
What about Hippo? Would he be free either?
Hippo, would you be free?
Likely so.
He said likely so. He wants a lock-in.
Oh, no. I was asked either Saturday or Sunday, so I'm getting a
Saturday.
tally mark for everybody.
I would do Saturday that day.
Okay.
Wait. I guess
Let me see.
wait. Where's it at? I guess.
Infinity Games Lounge.
Yep.
Up in Clarksville?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's the Fort Campbell one. It's got plenty of space and stuff.
Nice.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Yeah, I'd be game
Not
for that.
sponsored. Okay. Let me keep talking to the guy, and I'll message you back.
Yeah, just keep me up to spade.
Up
Did
to
you stumble
spade.
on that one?
I did. I was reading another message as I was speaking. That's really hard.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Wait, you playing Pauper Thursday?
No. I've got too much going on this week to
Fair.
do
Are
something
you-
in the middle of the week.
Are you dueling? Are you winning dueling Saturday?
I am winning dueling.
Hashtag sponsored game night
Oh, yeah.
where
That's true.
great store, great Pauper inventory. You send.
We're just
Game
doing the
Night
ad
over.
now to get it out of the way.
Game night in Columbia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You send them over a Pauper list, and they will pull the cards for you, and you'll get an email back saying what they have, what they don't have. The older, the better. Again, I've told the story before. The Sadisticallys, they just pulled Sadisticallys out of thin air. 16 of them out of thin air. But they
Yeah.
got a great Pauper collection of playables. Blue, red Elemental Blast, stacks of them.
Yeah,
Even if
good.
you're not a Magic nerd, they have a ton of Pokemon plushies and a ton of Pokemon cards, which I enjoy.
They
I
do.
scrubbed out of the RCQ, and I got a cool Psyduck that's hanging in my car now.
Yeah, they do. They also do Lorcana. They actually started their common version or their Pauper version of Lorcana called Porcana.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
That looks very fun.
Yeah. And Steven loves doing dope tournaments that the community loves.
Yeah.
Like
Check
the
it out.
Common Ground Cups.
GameNightTN.com.
Pauper League every Tuesday.
Columbia, Tennessee. Hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored.
Thank you, Game Night, and thank you for offering great community events for the community that cares.
And thank you, Derek, for
It's the people's LGS.
It's the people's LGS.
Thank you, Derek, for staying on the phone during this ad.
I'm checking out at Walmart. I don't care.
All right. Have a good one, buddy.
See you.
Love you, Derek.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast. You're back in the day about your favorite Pauper. I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, episode 118. Joined, as always, by Thomas. How are you doing, buddy?
white shirt wearing gun.
Yeah, I don't know. How are you doing?
A comfortable white button-down shirt here, little unbuttoned at the chest.
Ooh, get them chest hairs out.
Comfortability.
Showing his chest tattoos.
No, I'm okay. I'm all right. I was telling James earlier. I got in a little early before you got back from work, but I was telling James earlier that I had a very, very long work week with a lot of light design specific stuff, not just like regular AV. Which
I saw
was
one
very,
of the setups
very
you
fun.
did. I saw you posted that on
Yeah,
Instagram. It was really cool.
It was very, very cool. Like a big wedding planner event industry gala thing. It was very, very cool.
Yeah.
So a very, very busy week into like a 3.5 day weekend.
Oh.
Like I had Saturday off.
Did it feel weird?
Sunday-
When's
it
the
was a
last
little
time you
weird.
had a 3.5 day weekend? I
Yeah,
guess
like
when
it's
you
a long time.
You
Yeah.
were you out of town for God, when weren't you just back in Boston? Jesus Christ.
I was out of town for the holidays.
Yeah,
but
that was a while ago though.
Yeah, it
so.
was a little while ago now. Yeah, no, so that was nice. So it's and a bit chiller week this week. So yeah, so I got some time to prepare for this weekend that we're gonna talk about later.
Good. What are we doing this weekend? Also joined by James, texting Hieronymus. What are you doing?
Texting.
On the podcast.
I do it too. Don't worry. Sometimes.
Same.
How's Hippo doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Did you do anything fun this weekend?
I did actually. You and I got ourselves in the car, drove 13 hours to go play the Shoebox event.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'm proud to say I drove the whole way back. I drove the whole way up there and the whole way back.
Wow.
You didn't have to.
I know.
Okay.
Sometimes you just get into the groove and you're just like, yeah, I'm driving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, the reason why I was getting tired and I'm like, I know if I stop driving, I'm going to fall asleep and I'm not going to be able to fall asleep when we get to like the Airbnb, but I know we have to wake up early to start it, and I'm just going to throw off my whole sleep schedule. So we're going to talk a little bit about Shoebox and all the fun we had. First, it'll be the start of the episode, and then we'll get into Pauper Deck. We're going to talk about some weird pizza shenanigans going on, plus a couple cool events that popped up that we'll end up talking about topics. So we got a little new combo
mixed
deck
bag
popping
of an episode.
Yeah.
But me, you, and J-Ho.
Yeah,
drove
we
up there.
drove,
It was
drove
really
up.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We get there to Minneapolis.
It's Thursday. It's like 10 o'clock or so.
The Airbnb is just somebody's apartment that we're staying at, and it's this beautiful, beautiful old building.
Old building.
And we're in the hotel, like we're going up the elevator, and it was like, "Oh God!" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Look behind you."
There, you can see out of the back of the elevator. But we're like 15 floors up.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't like heights.
No, fair.
So
I do not like
You're in
heights.
the lobby of the
Fair.
building, you can see the ceiling all the way up. And
Yeah.
Then all of the floors are squared, like
around it.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
so it's
around.
open in the middle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was really pretty, and it's a really old building, and it's cool that all these old buildings are connected through the Skyway in Minnie, and in St. Paul. We were in St. Paul, not Minnie, which is they're next to each other, and kind of lame that St. Paul. A lot of buildings privatize their into the Skyway and block it off. Minnie has none of that, from what I've heard, but they'll be like, we could have walked the whole way from the apartment
to the convention center. In theory, like, assuming we were going to take a little extra time too, we could have walked from our Airbnb to the convention center.
Just via Skyway.
There's one part we'd have to get out, though, because the bank had it closed off.
Yeah, that's the, yeah.
So lame.
Damn.
I think I will not solicit that, actually. Never mind.
I think I knew what you were about to say.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool. But yeah, we drafted some cube action.
Yeah. So
weekend.
it was me, you, and DK Riddles in the old Airbnb. Get there, get settled down. Pretty short night, fall asleep. I will say, on the way up, this truck is just riding my donkey.
This is karma.
Just like super close to my bumper.
Yeah.
And it's not like heavy traffic. Like, we're still going the speed limit, but it's like there's a bunch of cars around. So I'm trying to get over. I'm trying to pass this semi. So this will get off my really. I pull to the right, let him pass me, and immediately speeds up.
Classic.
To the next person.
Yeah, and so he's riding the next person's butt.
I never understand those
And
people. It's like,
that-
where do you think you're going?
Yes, right? In traffic. And the
Yeah.
next person does the same thing I do. They get over, they let them pass, they get right behind them and flip on their lights. It's a cop car.
It was an undercover.
Wow.
I was like, wow, karma's a
And so we were all cheering. We're like, yes, finally some justice in the world. So it was really funny because it's just
Damn.
like, you screw that guy.
And then we were pulling into where that split between 24 and 40. We almost caught that again because there was some dude that was trying to
Just like almost home on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we caught another one, almost like, because that cop definitely got behind him. I would be shocked if he didn't at some point
this
pulling
truck
over.
swerved over, like turned their blinker on, and immediately merged and just like cut off this car. Like could have easily caused an accident. The other car wasn't paying attention, didn't brake.
Yeah.
That car lays on their horn, and the guy in the truck like swerves angrily at them, and they split and they flip each other off, and this cop pulls over and starts
Behind this
following
truck?
this truck.
But he just sat behind him.
He followed them for like 6 minutes until they took a different exit.
Till the 24 split.
Yeah, and then they kept following him, so we didn't know how that story ended. But it was really funny. I bet that person would their pants.
I also
after that, yeah. Jeez.
But some magic Thursday. We get there. I'm trying to think of anything before.
We didn't do nothing crazy.
No.
We just rode the car.
Yeah,
it was a day of riding in the car.
Day of the car.
Yeah.
That's what July is gonna be.
Yeah. Whoa. What cubes did you start out?
The first one I did was the Devoid cube. It was very cool. I picked one Arcbound Ravager because that seems like a yes. So I actually do want to talk about a couple things about this thing. It was whoever the cube designer was. They made custom magic backs for the cards, and it has an Antiquities pack.
Oh, that's
as like
cool.
the back of the car,
Yeah,
like the sleeves, and I was like, "Well, that's super cool." And yes, he was saying it's very pretty.
Yes,
like it's like later on, like I got to draft like the Aqua 1 Power Cube, which is like the pimped out,
super
like, altered.
Yeah.
But the sleeves are so disgusting on that cube. It's like kind of off puts the experience of just drafting like some of the most expensive cube I've ever touched.
Yeah,
and it's just like But this cube was very pretty.
Yeah.
Not to say that the Aqua 1 cube wasn't pretty, because it definitely was.
Yeah. It was pretty in its own way. Like a bunch of foil devoid waste. Like
there was like masterpieces across.
A
where
bunch
you
of
could
Mastercore foils, which I love.
No, it was really cool. That one was fun. I actually got to play against round one. I played against the owner of the Spicy Ramen Cube, your friend Matt Spellman.
Yep.
Very cool guy. But yeah, that was fun. The next one I did was the Museum of Modern. I got to draft
about this one.
Yeah, I got to draft like a mix of the Birthing Pod Kiki Cord deck. That was really fun. And I closed off day one with the Companion Cube, which this one is that you may have any card, period, as your companion, and it uses the old companion rules. I decided I was going to be really funny or really cool and use Goblin Welder as a companion.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was very fun. Did I get rolled? Yes, but it was very fun. There are a lot. I saw like lots across the weekend. I definitely saw lots of different like what people were using for their companion. It was like
it was cool.
Yes, somebody used like a Triome so they could turn on their ley line binding further in their aggressive deck. Somebody used a land tax as theirs. Somebody and the person who was telling me about the land tax thing, they got rolled because land tax is disgusting.
People do not know how to play against land tax either. They'll just play their second land drop right into that thing.
And then somebody used an Ink Moth Nexus one time. So yeah, lots of cool stuff to do there. It was into my day one. How did your day go?
Mine was pretty cool. I started off with the Fire Swamp Cube. This is probably the cube I was most looking forward to drafting. It's a mostly Jund cube, and the only basics you can add to your deck afterwards are swamps. So if you want to splash green or red, you got to find those lands to splash them for. And it's Princess Bride themed.
Yeah.
And so like rodents and everything's trying to kill you, and there's a ton of like wide power band, which is super cool, and mostly Jund, and in that it's mostly black, and stuff like compost exists. 1 and a green whenever a black card's put in the graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. Really hard for a black deck to beat compost. Or like Life Force, which is the green enchantment, green counter target black spell. So I was but everything's like pinging you and killing you. So I thought that was really cool. And I drafted a bunch of black critter decks critter deck, and then had a bunch of red for burn, like my red splashes for burn spells. I won to that one. I did have like one. I think it could have easily been a 2-1 deck where. Like my game 3, I'm sitting there thinking, my opponent's like, we do have 4 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm either going to die next turn or you're going to die this turn. So it's like, whatever. And I was like 1 red mana short of burning them for 13 that turn. And that's just kind of how like that cube goes. Somebody played Life Force on me on turn 2. And they only had 2 green lands. I'm like, okay, Contaminated Swamp your forest.
Yeah.
And hope you don't have another green source. And they did not have another green source. When I gotta Contaminate Swamp their Gruel Turf game 2. And so that was gross. So that was cool. I won to that one, but I had a blast playing that cube. It was really, really cool. You could call it one of the coin clown shoes term of like weird cubes, but it
Yeah.
felt the games.
They're not doing anything outside of just like playing regular Magic.
Yeah,
It's just,
and that's
just
how
a
this cube was. I'm like, it's
different composition of stuff. and
exactly.
thematics.
This cube still felt so much in the realm of just this isn't anything that crazy. Like drafting, I can see is hard. Like taking, you really got to be diligent about taking your splash colors if you're going to be splashing colors. That like I could see that being hard, but it was really fun to play. So I had a blast playing that. It was really cool. The second cube I did was the ball pit.
The ball pit.
You could catch me in the ball pit.
This is the one where any card you can play face down as a chromatic sphere.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
And they were all sleeved with the chromatic sphere in the
Yeah,
back.
on the backside, which
So-
is sick.
Thick.
Yeah. Tough to shuffle.
Double sleeved and a chromatic sphere in the back.
Yeah.
Thick. Oh, that was really fun. Drafting was really cool. I talked to the cube designer Jane, and she also really appreciates like the history of Magic, and I do too. So drafting was super cool. Like seeing like foil Seance, just like a card that tells a story. Like the whole guy who tried to buy out Seance and was paying people if they could top 8 a GP with Seance and would pay
Top
you.
eight, wasn't it a PT?
I think even a GP.
Oh, I thought it was a PT.
And like if you would burn copies, he would send you money if you sent a picture of you like ripping up copies of it. So like this person was just trying to spike the card. So it's cool to see the call back to that.
Sure.
And just a lot of like history pieces of Magic like that, like test foils, all that fun stuff. Funny jokes like Lord of the Pit, because it's Lord of the Ball Pit.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that ends up being chromatic spheres, but who knows if you end up actually playing it. It could happen. In actuality, it's really hard to play this cube.
Because you have to just play your whole pool.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
thing. It's 60. It's a 60 card pool, and it's a desert cube. There's no deck construction. You just play everything. 'Cause
Yeah.
at the very worst, it's a chromatic sphere.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to know what to play face down as a chromatic sphere. I was finding myself like kicking myself in the butt a little bit, like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. A couple turns later, I should have played this instead of this as a chromatic sphere. I had a bunch of Mirror Enforcers in my deck, and it turns out when you Mirror Enforcers kind of just read like the creatures that are Pauper legal, like the affinity for islands or the affinity for swamps or whatever. It's the same thing if you're only just playing chromatic spheres a turn. Like if you're not doing anything else with the artifacts, it's kind of not that great. But the power level is really low. The curves are really, really high. Like the best thing I was doing in my deck was I was playing Bouncing Beeble, which was unblockable if your opponent had an artifact, and I had an expensive equipment that gave it +4/-1. I just murdered my opponents with that because removal's really sparse too. Yeah, so I went from Fire Swamp, which is really, really small games, to the
most
Ball
ambiguous
Pit.
games that
So
you can imagine.
Huge, ginormous games. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of funny. I 1-2'd both cubes. It was fun though. I enjoyed it. I didn't do the third draft. I was kind of drafted out by the end of the day. I was a little tired.
chilling.
Just chilled. And I did find out that so you buy the badge to get in,
Yeah.
and then you can just buy like the weekend cube pass,
Or
you could just buy each pod for $15, and there's 6 there's 6 drafts before the top 64,
Yeah.
and only 4 of them count.
Okay.
Like they drop your 2 smallest ones, which is a really cool way to do it.
Sure.
And so I'm like, unless I do all 6, like I don't really get my value out of it. Correct. So it's just cheaper to do it here. And I'm like, I'm probably just gonna want to chill at one point anyway. So okay, I just bought them as I went.
Yeah.
So I saved. I think I saved like $10 at the end of it. But woo!
at the end of the day, we ended up going to some bar somewhere.
Yeah, is that we hung out the DC? Was that day?
No, that wasn't that night.
No, okay, that was the next.
No,
day.
this was the first night. I don't remember what we did.
Oh
to be
yeah,
perfectly
we did
honest
go
with
to
you.
that bar because it had really good gluten-free buns. I remember. I think we just hung out, went back to the Airbnb after. It was pretty late. I think we just kind of hung out for a second, went to bed. We didn't do anything
and
too
then
crazy.
Saturday was
Yeah.
the day that it was supposed to be all weathery and
Yeah.
snowy
So
and
a bunch
whatnot.
of people were kind of leaving early. It sounded like.
Yeah, I was hearing that. Like my buddy Matt was saying that.
Yeah, he left early.
Yeah, he's like, if you want to draft the spicy ramen, you might want to do that now. Otherwise, because I think we're gonna head back to KC before him like that.
He
Makes
actually just left
sense.
the cube there. Actually,
Yeah, he ended up just leaving the queue with somebody he trusted. So that was
Yeah.
dope.
So day 2, I started off by ending up in a pod with Dustin, our friend Dustin from Nashville. We drafted the Avishkar cube, which is really fun, specifically for I don't know, for me specifically, because that was kind of when I started to turn up the volume on my being competitively involved in Magic, was around that time. So I was very, very familiar with a lot of what the good cards were. I drafted, oh my god, I just drafted a disgusting pile of red-green cards. It was vile. My pack one pick one was like a Hangerback Walker, totally fine card.
Oh yeah.
Then I got passed to the card Aether Revolt. You know what that card does? It's not from...
No, it's from like a Modern Masters.
It is from Modern Horizons.
Or Modern Horizons, yeah.
So this card was one of the better cards in that draft format.
Okay.
So it's two
it's
red...
MH3, right?
Huh?
MH3,
yes.
yeah.
So it's 2 red, it's an enchantment, and it says whenever you would gain energy, deal that much damage equal to the energy gained. And then it says, also says revolt.
To
and
any target or to
any target.
Ooh.
It's just literal, it's a mythic rare for a reason.
Yeah.
the Abyss?
It's definitely, and then when it says revolt, it deals that much plus 2.
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Why not?
It's pretty. It was pretty
Cool.
gross.
That seems out of place.
I had like Verdurous, but I had like Verdurous Gearhulk, Chandra, Nissa Vital Force, just a Harness Lightning, like just a pile.
Nissa Vital Force. When you think your green-black seal deck is good.
Bristling Hydra, like I had the lot, like just a pile of good Magic cards. And I lost to my the really heinous mana base.
Sure.
That cube provides. Unfortunately, it's part of the design. It's like there was no fixing on that block.
Not really, no.
So
Just some
It's like you
fast
played the
land.
real set.
yeah, I lost. I actually lost. The real card that I lost to was Duretti in 3 mana Duretti, Ingenious, whatever the hell his name is. That card does not belong in the cube. The cube designer came over and she was talking to us, because that card is definitely on the chopping block.
Do you think
Yeah.
the Aether Revolt's too good too? The card Aether Revolt?
Probably. That card was like, as soon as it hit the table, I'm like, every card in my deck is like a very, very potent threat.
So kind of have the draft experience of murdering people with your bomb rare. And
Yeah, but-
getting murdered by a bomb rare.
that bomb rare is a whole mana cheaper, and it's a planeswalker,
Yeah.
which is really
Yep.
annoying.
Fair.
So like my round 3 opponent had like the Tezzeret that makes like a Lotus Petal every turn,
Yep.
and then it's just like, oh, well, the Duretti is right there. Just go, I'll sack this Lotus Petal to blow up a thing.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, yes, I'm just gonna lose to this. Cool. Yeah, I just had like a good red green energy deck. Is very, very strong.
Nice.
And then what was my second? Oh, I did the Bodleian Cube. Speaking of the Bodleian Cube, or what it is that every player starts with a copy of Cogwork Librarian, and you can use them as a cogwork, and then you'll end up
Stash
with
'em up.
You can stash them up. There was a pick in like pack 3 where I used 3 Cogwork Librarians at one time and took 4 cards from the pack. Like
That's
Damn.
it's
That's
pretty
really cool.
pretty sweet.
It's like a budget synergy cube kind of.
Yeah, it's a synergy cube, and it's like modern, like high modern power level. Like it's,
Okay.
it's pretty strong.
Okay. Was it budget? I can't remember if that's one of the
Oh
budget
no,
ones.
it wasn't budgeted.
Okay.
It had some like some expensive cards
Cool.
in there. But yeah, it definitely felt very strong. There was a couple cards in that one. We also were like, even the cube owner was like, it's on its way out, like Ragavan.
Sure.
Ah,
Yeah, Ragavan.
Classic.
Yeah, that's not a budget card.
No. But that one was fun. I 2-1'd that one. 2-1 both the first ones to start the day. And then the last one.
Oh yeah. Here, I'll give some pretext first.
I was gonna do. I got you.
Oh.
So
okay.
we were all sitting, like the 5 of us were just kind of sitting there talking about, what are we gonna do? What fun cube can we all end up in the last draft of the day? Mind you, none of us were trying to be, well, aside from Anna, none of us were trying to be sober.
Oh,
during
sure.
this draft.
Sure.
So there were some enhancements that occurred.
Excellent.
And we all put in for what's called the Hoopin' Cube.
Oh, this is the one where everything's like there's basketballs on everything.
So there's
cool.
actually the card called Contested Game Ball.
yes.
And it plays basically like a companion, but for the mat, for like your match, and
The first person to deal combat damage gets
gets
ball.
the contested game ball, and the goal is just to kind of trade it back and forth. Once it has 5 counters, it still does this the same thing that it's actually written on the card, but then it'll go back to the command zone, try to go fight for it again. I personally did not understand how to draft this format.
But every art
has a basketball in
Yeah,
it.
a basketball.
They've like
I've seen that.
stickered a basketball.
So it had to
in
be
it.
like somebody
Also-
holding the ball. They're like pondering the ball
Yep,
words.
yep.
Yeah.
Also, there are no proper tokens for this cube. You take basketball cards that are provided, and you draw on them with Sharpies.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
That's
It was
hilarious.
really cool.
Like I said, mine. Aside from the I lost a bunch.
Were there basketball cards like left over from other people that you could choose from also?
Yeah. I think I saw one.
Yeah, but they also have packs of basketball cards should you run out.
sick.
So what did you draft? You said you kind of.
I drafted like the most green-white fair pile you've ever seen. Dan had 302 cubes prior to that with green-white fair pile. I was like, I don't know, I'll continue the trend. Turns out my deck was a little too fair. You don't like if you basically didn't. It felt like if you didn't have a 1-drop or an answer for a 1-drop, the game was already like way out of favor for you.
So this was kind of cool. Where I didn't realize this, the 3-0 trophy pin.
Yeah.
It went to the best record of the cube.
Correct.
So if you 2-1'd, like if there was a draw, whoever had like the best 2-1 would still get it. So it wouldn't just be like, okay, the house keeps the pin. That's kind of pointless.
So
It was Dan and Anna in the finals.
correct. And Anna drafted like green-black rock pile with Anna cards.
It
And
was
then Dan,
really cool though.
It was very cool. She had-
Turtle Witness.
and Blood for Bones.
Yeah, so
and
she
so
was-
she was just
Oh, yeah.
looping Dan into the dirt.
Yep.
It was
classic,
pretty cool.
classic
But
banana.
Dan was a couple mana short of decking her.
Decking her with a
Suns.
Blue Sun Zenith
Yeah.
for lethal.
Oh, damn.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And he had the help of Dustin's bridge because he actually shuffled it back into his deck.
He like took control of it
Yeah.
for some whatever card,
Oh,
and then
no.
forgot to give it back to him.
But you gotta use it when they caught it though. Still, you gotta continue to use it for that game because it's just far too late. You know, it's like turn 14 in this
and
game.
well, the funny thing was because it was actually a card that would have belonged in his deck.
Yeah.
Like it was a on-color duel land.
it didn't look that out of place. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just like, oh, but nobody thought anything of it. But Dustin didn't realize it until he went to take a picture of his deck to turn his cards back in, and he's like, "I'm short a card," and he's like, "Wait a minute." Boom, found it. But yeah, they went to Dan and Anna went to game 3 for the trophy, and with like I don't know 8 minutes on the clock,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And Anna's like, I cannot win this in 8 minutes. Dan's like, I don't think I can either. But they played, and then Anna won.
Anna, she's like, let's just like draw and like somebody will get it randomly. And Dan's like,
Nope, I want a hat trick.
yeah, Dan's
Yeah.
like, no, I want to start off day one not doing 2 He's like, I want to reverse get 3 trophies today. And Anna's like, I'll just give it to you. And Dan's just like, no, I wouldn't earn it that way. And it's like, that's fair. And so they play an animal one.
Wins? Jesus.
Yeah, it was
Classic.
some.
Yeah. But here's the one. Here's the real kicker.
No,
is-
I'll say that. I'll
Okay.
finish the rest of it on that one. I'll tell my part of the story
Okay.
for that one. I started day 1 with the
Day 2?
Day 2 with the Heather cube. It's kind of like Boomer cube, but newer cards. The start is sooner and the end is sooner. So smaller gap, but like boomerish cards, like modern circa 2015, 2016. But no like Oh, actually, that's a lie. There are some newer like chainsaws in there from Dustmore.
But I think this is kind of the vibe.
Yeah. But no older, super old cards. Like no Armageddon, no Days, no Upheaval. None of the like super mana denial-y hard stuff like that. I picked this cube because I thought mono red was a power outlier. And so I drafted mono red. And I got, you didn't even draft the whole cube, and I got every single 1 red drop. And I was playing Fiery Temper just as like a 3. I had Insolent Neonate to discard it, and I had Bomat Courier to discard it, and that did come up, which was pretty
That's
funny.
funny.
It was really funny. That did come up. So
Activate Bomat Courier, Trigger Madness.
my deck was low to the ground. I didn't get any of the 5-drop dragons like Thunder Mahal, Kite, or Glorybringer. I just didn't think we opened them. But my deck was low.
Didn't need 'em.
No, my opponent languished me, and I untapped, and I'm like, okay, well, mana Zergo, fire up Mutavault, kick a Bushwhacker, get in there for 8. And he's like, I wasn't expecting to take 8 after a board wipe. And I'm like, no.
That's the idea.
Yeah. So like that was really cool. I ended up 3-0ing that. It was a pretty cool cube. I played against Patrick from Lucky Paper.
Hell
So,
yeah.
that was pretty cool. He got mana screwed game 1. He were like mold the abyss, and then we played a really close game 2 he got, and then we played a really close game 3 that I got. So
Sick.
he was cool. But I'm trying to think of anything else super notable from that. I don't think Anna was my pod, but felt good to get a pin because I didn't get a pin at the main
CubeCon.
event in CubeCon.
Yeah. There you go.
So that was cool. Then after that, I did the spicy ramen cube because I had drafted that once at CubeCon, but I wanted to draft it again. Ended up in like a red-black sack deck. Played Dustin in that one. He ended up besting me there. And I get my game 3 had a pretty cool curve of turn 1 Carrion Feeder, turn 2 Marionette Apprentice, turn 3 Judith,
Ooh.
turn 4 Helena and Elena, like the 2/3 that puts its power on something.
Yeah.
I felt like I was playing Hearthstone. So that was pretty fun. Great cube. 1-2 that one. So getting back
Classic.
to either 1-2 or 3-0. So the part where we're like, okay, let's all sign up for the Hoopin' Cube. Let's all put Hoopin' Cube on number 1 on Hedron Network, and we're all going to take an edible. And we do such. Everybody gets on the Hoopin' Cube except for me. I get put in.
Did you take an edible?
Yes. There had 4 more cubes underneath it.
Oh, no.
I didn't get any of those either.
Oh,
I got
God.
a random cube. I got Iganjo Drift. Iganjo Drift by
Yeah.
Bones. And Bones is our judge. I got to talk to Bones, and Bones is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I sit down. I'm like, I don't like. Well, I've never looked at the cube list. I've heard about it briefly from like Lucky Paper. So you start with that land and play that you can tap for colorless or any mana of color, but it can only be spent to cast vehicles or pilots. You can it also has pay 3, tap it, crude a vehicle.
Yes.
So you start that and play, and if you're on the play, it comes to play tapped. If you're on the draw, it comes into play untapped. So I took the draw every time.
Yeah.
Up a card, up a land. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm just like the animal kind of starts like kicking in this draft, like midway through this draft, and I'm like, oh, donkey! And I'm
Welcome,
like,
welcome to my life.
Yeah, I'm just like feeling a little claustrophobic, and
Oh, buddy.
I'm just like, I'm reading this card. I get past this card really late, and I like read it like 6 times because it's an Aether Drift card. It's a normal Aether Drift sack card. It's vehicles you control have haste. Whenever you play a vehicle, it gains haste on a turn, and it auto turns it on. So you play a vehicle, it's crude and it has haste.
Yeah.
I get past it super late. It's really easy to splash colors because you have this land and it's a pilot.
Right.
I'm reading it. I'm like, this is way too good to be in this pack. The classic cube experience.
Yes.
This is still in the pack.
Yeah.
But I'm like this is still in the pack. I'm like, what am I missing? And so I picked that. I think I picked one up, 3 mana Duretti, because I'm just like, oh, Hippo was complaining about this earlier. I should probably put this in my deck.
Yeah, that card's disgusting.
And then I had like some other 2-drop that made my vehicles cost 1 less. And so on turn 2, I got to play it and a Smuggler's Copter.
Okay.
And so that was pretty not okay.
Wow.
And I just drafted a red aggressive deck in the vehicle deck.
Yeah, sure.
And I just rolled.
Trophied? Yeah, you trophied that one, yeah.
rolled people. It was so sick. Like, just the games I lost were like, you lived past turn 5. Shucks. Or, like, I had this vehicle from Final Fantasy that was like a 7 mana 10/10 that had protection from CMC 3 or less, and
Jesus.
when it attacked, it domed your opponent for 5 or 7 just on the house. And I had this unicycle thing that I could equip for 1 to give haste, and it cost 6 to my deck if I had my other guy out, and I had a trash for treasure to cheat it out, and like a discard Smuggler's Copter.
Yeah.
My deck feels really good.
That's sick.
So that was really cool. Talking to Bones, he was really hilarious. He was a cool guy, and it was my round 1 opponent, super nice dude. I think I told him, like, sorry, I took an edible, I'm a little high. He's like, that's why you're a little snappy. I'm like, yeah, I didn't mean to be snappy, because I think at one point, I'm like, I'm going to attack with this, and I was, like, kind of thinking about this one. He's like, I'll block here, and I just look at him like, I didn't say it mean, I was just like, I'll let you know when I declare my attackers. I just, like, said it stern.
I forgot. I said, so we did the Museum of Modern Cube. I have very little negative to say about this weekend. There was someone in this pod who
You never know who's listening.
You're right. That's fine. I accept the terms and conditions of this.
Okay. Buckle up, Cameron.
They were just like Space Cowboy. They were just like looking off, like not paying any attention. Like every time I would be like pass the turn, or I'd go to attacks or anything, they're just staring off in space.
That is a little annoying when
I'm like,
someone's
that's
not present.
really annoying.
Yeah, I get
and so
that.
and so I put some creature on the stack in the middle of the game, and they're completely tapped out, and they're like, that resolves. I'm like, yeah, there's no subtlety in the format.
A little sassy.
I was just like, well, I was irritated. I don't know.
I compared this person to Magnus Carlsen because they didn't have to pay attention. They could just walk away,
Yes,
and they
they-
came back to the board state and still won.
Yeah, yes, like they beat me.
they won.
They
Yes,
beat me. I was just
let's
like,
go.
whatever. But
That's funny.
Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah,
it was
that's
very.
fair.
It didn't trophy. Thank the Lord.
No.
Yeah, it didn't trophy. That cube.
But my opponent, my round one opponent was super nice, and afterwards he was like talking my ear off about Brandon Sanderson novels and like telling me like how they like intertwine in the same universe and stuff, and I'm high as just trying to follow along.
Yep.
And I'm just like, oh, I am so anxious right now, and he's so nice, and I just couldn't tell him like, dude, you gotta stop. Like I didn't have the heart to tell him to stop talking.
That's why.
He was so nice.
That's how you know I'm in that state when we're like all hanging or it's like a party vibe and I'm bouncing from group to group to group to group because that's where I get. I'm like, I can only take so much at one time.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling. I'm just like, oh my god.
But we went to
Went out for dinner
went out
after.
for dinner with the DC folks, so Dustin's.
Nice.
They were so cool.
They're really cool
Yeah,
folks.
they were really fun.
Um,
And shout out Dustin too, somebody in our community, just funnier than hell, dude.
yeah, he's super cool.
Oh my god, like he had this pack of the old school community. Told me like to give each other random packs of like old school trading or collectible cards.
Yeah.
And so he has a pack of Vietnam he uses for tokens. And
Whoa.
no like racist characters or anything.
Sure,
it's just
sure.
like it's
It's like U.S. military.
yeah, like drawn, like kind of like cartoonishly drawn, nothing like racist or anything. 'cause
Okay.
you from that time.
I'm
but
sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, nothing bad. So he's finishing up at a cube, and the judge, he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And looks at it and like kind of turns his head, and Dustin's just like, that's a pack of Vietnam." And he's like, "Man, these UB sets are getting wild." The judge said that, and I'm like, "Yeah, but I heard the draft environment is really good." And the judge looks at me and he's like, "Actually, I think people hated the draft."
Yeah.
And so it was really, that was Bless is the judge's name. So shout out Bless. He's really quick on his feet.
I
He
don't
was
think
funny.
people. I
he
think
also-
today people are.
He
would
was
not be
he
a
was
fan
the
of the
judge.
draft.
He was the judge for our Avishkar cube.
Uh-huh.
He was donning some like really cool like wizard hat.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
somebody was like, "Where do we get one of those?" He's like, "My mom made it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Judges are so cool.
Yeah, they are.
They're so funny.
At the
Cool.
start of the event,
Yeah.
there's, I think his name was Geo, this judge. I found his name was. I can't remember.
That
if
sounds
Geo
right.
would know.
I think we
Geo,
yeah,
I think
so.
it was about right. But kind of like a circle face, beard, glasses. They're wearing a baseball cap. I thought it was Garrison. Because I got some very similar face to Garrison, but I know Garrison wasn't there this
Right,
weekend.
right.
So at the start, I'm like waving like crazily, and they
Oh,
kind of look
God.
at me, and they're like waving at me, confused. And I'm like, it's not Garrison.
no.
And so I actually went up to him
Yeah,
at the
we're
end
like,
of
hey,
day
listen.
3, and then he was laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know Garrison. And I'm like, you gotta look like him from afar.
In the interest of time, what were some of the highlights of the rest of? I know you,
Well,
all three of you.
Well, we only did one more cube.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
the top 64 draft.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
because
cube did you do?
all you both and Dan had win-ins into the top 8,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is pretty sick.
So I drafted the Aqua One Power Cube, which is like
Yeah.
which is like kind of the, I guess probably the default cube at some of these cube. It seems like the default cube at some of these cube events, like the vintage cube. Very, very, very pretty. Holy Lord, I can't even imagine the amount of value that's sitting on the table at one time. Yeah. The person across from me opened like Beta Lotus, and some other nonsense, but they just opened Beta Lotus, and that's enough.
Yeah.
I drafted essentially a non-powered deck. I did not see a legitimate piece of power that I did get a Twister,
Which means pass on Twister.
no, I have.
But you
I had
have
a Twister in my
your
deck.
Okay.
But honestly, it's so altered I could barely tell it was a Twister.
Oh damn.
Like it's just like kind of magnified the art itself, but like less of the art. It's just like the hourglass in the art. So just I almost passed it. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, this is a Twister, because I already had Shieldred in my deck, and I was like, okay.
Oh sure, yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll try to do this. But I just drafted like the fairest blue-black pile you could have imagined. I lost both of my game ones in round 1 and round 2. swept them in the post-board games. I had good sideboard cards. Like Force of Despair is
Sure, yeah.
a disgusting sideboard card against any deck that's trying to put a creature into play. My opponent was like, one of my opponents was trying to cast like Fourth Year Lingus and like Red-Green Idiots, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to destroy my opponent. And it did.
That's good against Fourth Year Lingus.
Well, they didn't get to cast Fourth Year Lingus because I got to deceit it out of their hand.
Ooh.
Thank God.
Very cool.
I was just like, oh, and the seat was my only way to bounce my One Ring.
Very
The
cool.
only way to bounce my One Ring
That's
to
awesome.
to reset it.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the finals, it was a blue-black mirror.
Their
It
deck
was-
powered.
Huh? Yeah, my opponent's deck had like triple power. It's like they had Ancestral Sapphire, and I think one other Mox. It might have been a black Mox. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Game 1, I kind of roll him. He actually loses to his own. He had both of the Bitter Blossom things, like the actual factual Bitter Blossom and then the creature. And I was just like, the game kept going. I was like, I think he's just gonna die to his own Bitter Blossom stuff. That's exactly what happened. Game 2, can't remember how Game 2 and it was long. Game 3 was also really long. It was really close. The game came down to us like passing back and forth a Gristlebrand because I had a small reanimator package of mine. I had like Animate Dead and Reanimate and like a Snapcaster, so I could keep going. I had an Archon as my actual factual reanimator target.
Also just cast it.
I did multiple times.
Yeah.
I could just like 8 mana cast this, and my opponents just died. This one, I went to Thought Seize my opponent, put their Gristlebrand in the yard. I can see that they have just like the bone shards there, and I'm like, I guess I make them use it now while they have no relevant cards in their hand. I don't know.
It was kind of. I thought that play was interesting because there's a Dothy Voidwalker in play. So you ended up reanimating the Gristlebrand, which put the reanimate under the Dothy, and you saw the bone shards already.
Yeah.
So I thought like you could maybe keep playing that game without it.
I actually think that was it that game. Actually, that game came down to a really early decision on like turn 3 where I had like a Retrofitter Foundry. I put it on the stack. I had Counterspell behind it just in case. And I was like, if they're going to use their Force of Will, they're going to use it here because this is a really important card in like a long game. And I'm like, they Force of Will it, and I'm like, I don't know that this really matters. It's like, I guess this is like, I'll just let this go. I'll let it go. And it turns out they ended the game at 2 life. And I have just activated it like twice.
Yeah.
The game's over. So if I like just counterspell it, then sit there on top of like a pile of 4/4s.
Would you use your counterspell on as a Hull Breacher?
I think it was a Hull Breacher because I can't just lose to my I have to be able to use like my Rona and my currency converter and stuff like that to put stuff in the yard or to do it to look for cards or One Ring or whatever. And then my opponent put a Gristlebrand in play and I didn't have an answer for it and they attacked me for lethal. That was the end of my run, but got to game 3 on it though.
Damn, so close.
I drafted the Heather cube again just because I thought I ranked cubes based on how much I thought Monterey was a power outlier, so I put Heather Cube as number 1. Pack 1 picked one, a Glory Bringer, and never looked back. Didn't quite open. I didn't think we just opened a lot of the mono red cards I would have liked to see like we did. I still ended up with a Monastery Swift Spear and like Goblin Guides and a little bit more of a white splash in this deck. Deck felt really good still. Lost in the finals, so like an Affinity deck. Game 1, I mulled the 5 in the draw and kept the 1-lander. I thought it would get there, never got there. Game 2, I felt like I was so ahead for the longest time, and I was waiting on my 4th land, which would have been my 2nd Plains, to cast my sideboard and Settler Wreckage, which I got people with that quite a bit.
I heard, you texted me that one.
And but I just never saw the land, and I think I could have bought myself one more turn if I would have casted Char in a different spot. But,
sure.
So opponent got there. They were really happy. They were like, I was 64th and having trophied all weekend. So I'm like, that's dope. I'm glad.
Yeah, get to play the last draft.
Yeah, cool. So it was really fun.
What was the cube for the top 8?
They drafted the Heather Cube.
Oh, damn.
So they got a vote for it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Very cool. Any fun like people stories, interactions?
Just like the DC people were super.
Oh,
so
you
dope.
have a story. The dice. You have to tell this.
Oh no, I didn't want to tell this one. Okay,
You have to.
So
I'm sorry.
why don't you want to tell it?
I don't want to put anybody on blast. I don't think it's mean.
No.
I would not want the person to feel dumb. I just thought it was hilarious. So I sit down. I have like my dice out. I have my life pad out. We're shuffling up, and my opponent asks me, I like write 2020 in my life pad. Hey, do you mind using dice to keep track of life? And I kind of just smile.
Whoa.
And I'm just like full like this, like teeth out smiling. I'm like, no. Like, I'm just like, no. And they're like, you could just use like 4d6s, put them on 5s. And at that point, I couldn't hold back laughing. So I'm just laughing and I'm like, no. I'm like, and at that point, I knew too. And they're like, oh, okay. So I'm like, I knew this was going to bug them. So I asked, even or odd? And I pick up 2 dice.
2 dice, yeah.
And I knew, so it was so funny. We were talking about this in Discord because this happened.
We were. Oh,
and
no.
I knew this was going to bug them. So I picked up 2 dice on purpose. And,
Oh, God.
And they're like, 2 dice? And they're like, kind of giving like a side eye. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm just like, it don't matter. It's the same. And they kind of just look at me. I'm like, it's the same. I promise. And they're like, odd then. And I roll and it was odd. And I'm like, if you play Catan? They're like, yeah. Most common roll 7. Yep. But after that, it's 6 and 8. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna balances out and
it all balances
going
out.
down.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really funny. I just thought they were a very, 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 very nice person too. They were pretty good.
That was just particularly.
It seems like the vibes
funny.
were very good.
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah, for the most part.
I ran into like one salty person. I was just thinking in my head. I'm like, just the person who just like sighs and is like, oh, after they lose, and
Right, but it's just like this is such a community oriented, just like casual
they were
type
complaining,
event. Like what the hell?
They were
guys?
complaining, and I heard them talk to their friend about their record, and they were like 3-0, 3-0, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. I'm just like, why are you complaining? Like there's nothing, and just it's just like awkward, like no good game after, just like the muttering and picking up, shuffling your cards. That was the
Why
only
are
part.
you here?
Yeah, that was the only part I felt like a little awkward about, but it's like whatever. Like I don't know, some people just gotta
Another thing, and I guess it's just a symptom of the condition more than anything, is just the number of people that I heard were like, yeah, this is my local cube, and I'm just like, why are you?
See, I didn't experience that.
I experienced it multiple times.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I was just like, why are you, like, that seems out of the spirit.
There's
of
zero money.
It's like,
involved,
exactly. It's
yeah.
like, you're not, like, what are you playing for?
Right. Like, did you pick this or did you just get randomly put
No,
into
no,
it?
they
Like,
definitely picked.
Like, they picked their
Yes,
local
they verbally
cube.
were like, I picked this
Right.
cube.
It was like if you guys played the Boomer Cube at CubeCon.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it because Cameron gave me so
I
much.
shamed you.
Yeah.
You shamed me
Yes.
so much beforehand, and I'm like, I won't draft the Boomer Cube. Apparently, that's the thing to do now, though.
I'm glad you've coming around to that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do feel that's the spirit of these things. Like, dude, play cubes that
it's
you
like
wouldn't
saying
get
the
to
number-
draft otherwise.
Yeah,
Literal
but the number-
zero.
But I
zero money.
No prizes whatsoever.
But that was like, I was just like hearing multiple people were like, yeah, this is my local cubes. It's like, the only thing about that is that a lot of the people that are there are like all the same people that you're going to find at CubeCon. So it's the same people that are traveling to the cube events. So it's like, well, now at that point you only have so many cubes that you can draft. It's like, I've drafted all of these cubes, so okay. I don't know. So, but
I don't know.
again, kind of a little lame. And you're just like, oh, I did this so I can get a win. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I get you.
Yeah.
Other than the top 8 draft. Like, that's the goal of the top 8 or the 64 draft, to get into top 8. It's like, I'm going to draft a cube I think I'm good at.
The overall, the vibes are really good. Everybody I played against was so salty. For the most part, everybody I played against was like super, super dope. I got to talk about terrible Midwest emo music with somebody because they saw I was wearing a Saturdays at your place shirt, so that was super dope. Yeah, it was
Cool.
a lot of people's dating profiles had modern, like it would show you like music. You have like a lot of like Mobo and in common. I'm like, oh, I got to move out here.
Don't leave us. You can find that here too.
Real quick, the Pauper event we didn't end up playing because there was
Yeah.
only 9 people.
There were
that
only
signed
9
up.
people.
Yeah, we also
Yeah.
we also wanted to play for the top 8 draft.
And
Yeah,
Sunday
of
it was
course.
bad out.
It was
Yeah.
bad
So
that
on
had-
Sunday.
Yeah,
It was good that some people needed to leave early, and that made sense, and it kind of probably scared some people away. And also, I think James, you had a really good point, and I think other people have said it too about
Okay, yeah, I said this
mixing these types of
I
events.
said this in the car ride back home to J-Ho. He asked for like feedback for next year or whatever, and I was like, yeah, I think there might one like
because J-Ho was one of the judges on staff. He was
Correct.
specifically judging the Pauper event on Sunday as well. Yeah.
correct. I mentioned to him, I was like, I get the purpose of what was going on for the event, like the overall design. I think sticking like However, I don't know what the dollar number was on exactly the non-cube events, but sticking like a big cube event like that being the most popular thing across the weekend with no pricing, and I have no problem with there being no pricing. That's not my problem.
Right.
That's not my issue. The issue is the having to stick something as casual as that next to like what would in theory be hyper competitive events like a 5K Pauper tournament or a 10K team limited tournament or whatever.
How many people are in the team limited tournament?
I have no idea, to
No,
be
okay.
perfectly honest. I know they filled up a fair amount of space wherever they were, but
Yeah. So I know like Fire Shoes was over there. My friend Ethan was in there.
Jarvis was there.
Yep, Jarvis
yeah.
was in there. There were a number of names, but yeah.
But it's just like that. Those two things seem to kind of clash a little bit with each other. Again, I get the design.
Maybe one wouldn't show up to the other.
Yeah, again, there are the folks kind of like us who would in theory have done
Play the
both,
Pauper.
who would have in theory done like the mix of both, but I think the way it just panned out, that didn't happen. But that's my only thing.
I think the July event in Baltimore is going to be a little bit better structured for that, in that over the whole weekend is this like mini cube con, but then Saturday the major focus is a legacy tournament, and Sunday the major focus is a Pauper tournament, and then like in the background is also this cube
Baltimore
con thing. This is Pauper Nationals. This is what New York City Pauper League is calling Pauper Nationals.
Okay, that
in
confused.
July.
Okay, got you. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, it's three events
Got
in
you.
one weekend.
Okay.
A CubeCon DMV area the Saturday Sunday, and then Saturday
God.
Legacy Sunday Pauper.
So many events I'm going to travel to, and that's when
July, like 11th, 12th.
And when's the Cup? 2 weeks after that,
Yeah.
27th.
Yeah.
Okay, because then the
25th.
week before the Cup, like during the week, I'm going to Chicago.
Fun.
Yeah, me and Alex are going to go see.
Yeah, dude. Are you driving?
Oh yeah. I'll have to. Alex, I'll text you and be like,
Let's go.
Am I driving up the night before? What's the
That'd be
sitch?
sick.
But yeah, that was
very excited.
That was the weekend.
That was Shoebox.
Fun event.
Yeah. And I think they had a little less than expected attendance because like the snow and then the ice.
For
so
sure.
It's like,
Yeah, the snow and the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the remnants of ice still terrorizing the streets of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Pauper?
Yeah, let's talk about Pauper. Let's talk about Pauper for a change.
I talked about Mirror Enforcer a little bit.
Oh yeah, I drafted a Mirror Enforcer in my Devoid Cube.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
I
I got my Pauper.
beat the crap out of people with Monastery Swiftspear.
Oh
That card's
man,
banned.
I miss Monastery So Spear.
Banned.
I wanted to call out a couple of events, and then also I just wanted to like really dig into kind of an idea of picking a deck for a tournament. We can just kind of talk about that for a little bit. The two events I specifically wanted to highlight that we have results for is the 2.5K Pauper trial at NRG Chicago this past weekend, running at the same time as Shoebox. They had 73 players for their 2.5K, so congrats to our friends at NRG. Pestilence Gardens took the whole thing down in the hands of Gabriel Hato. And I took this list for a spin. Fun fact: the sideboard is listed as only 14 cards, so I don't know if like something got missed in uploading, or if they actually just ran 14 cards.
Didn't need it.
It'd be really funny if they just played 14.
Yeah, just didn't need it. I threw a Thorn of the Black Rose.
Oh, so did you put the frog in there?
The frog. Like them just poison dart. Just put like a lightning bolt you can never cast or something.
Field Scarecrow.
Yeah, or
It's your companion.
Something. Yeah, something you just look at for vibes. But we've talked about this deck before, and it seems that it's kind of over. It's kind of splitting the difference with this and regular Gardens.
So what
in
you said you
results.
felt like you couldn't beat Jund with it?
I had a hard time against Jund, and I don't know if I was just approaching it poorly, but I just got out Eldrazi spawned, and eventually it just got to a point where they got the initiative down, and I could never get it back. I could never take it from them.
Was there no position where you could wrath with Pestilence and then bring back a cat?
It was too early because they had like with the Cleansing Wildfire, they had ramped up to get into a position.
3.
Yeah, just to get into a position where they had like Chrysalis and they had spawns. I had a spot where I was trying to position for something like that, like over 2 turns. I could like Drown in Sorrow to get rid of a Furby and a couple tokens, leave a Chrysalis, and then bring my cat back to block, have another food to bring the cat back and get through to try and get the initiative after I had cast down the 5/4, the initiative dragon. But then they had another Chrysalis, and like the first game I lost because I didn't have like a bog or just some graveyard interaction before they were able to get Blood Fountain to get 2 Chrysalis back that I had already cast down, and I just like fell way far behind. So like just some amount of like timing and sequencing things. Crocland Shaman was actually pretty awkward. It just like took out the cat and like Calling Garden tokens.
Yeah. A garden seems awkward in this deck. Pony Garden, just because it's like, damn, that's a green
It's
land.
really good.
Really?
It was really good for me, and it's also really important to be able to cast your like Weather the Storms and Moment's Peace against certain decks post board.
Well, you still have like the other.
Yeah, like the Heaped Harvest. Yeah. You can still find that, but having the token to sack, so you don't have to always sack your food. You can leave your food for the cat.
Yeah,
because sometimes you also just sacrifice the cat to your like Fanatical Offerings and Eviscerator's Insight, and it's totally fine. I don't know. I think that I would be. I don't know. This feels. I feel like I would play a control deck just better in paper, just because I can just play it more with my like just natural flow.
I don't think that's weird,
but I think that the Terror matchup felt very good. They beat me down to get me down to a pretty low life total, but I was able to close out the game after they just kind of started running out of stuff, which is generally how that goes. I got beat by Madness in very close games, but I got beat by Madness. So I bring this up specifically because I can kind of bench on this because this is playing like a control deck of sorts is like on my list of choices for this Win-A-Duel that we're all going to play on Saturday at #sponsored game night in Columbia, Tennessee. Y'all should come down Saturday the 21st. There's a Win-A-Duel in just a couple of days down at game night in Columbia if you're in the Middle Tennessee area.
Do you know what pricing skills now?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they add some more duels to second or maybe even third or fourth if a bunch of people show up. Because I know that like the Louisville store has been doing that too.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that would be pretty cool.
Maybe we can down.
Maybe we can poke Steven and Josh about that.
He is not. He is not one to shy away from upping prizes if people show up.
That's right.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, I do want to call out one deck from RIW in Michigan. They had another major event. They had 67 players at one of their local majors that go into their whole invitational season. And this is kind of some new hotness that's been popping up a little bit. People are playing around with some cards in a more combo-centric way from the Turtle set than maybe the three of us had initially foreseen.
Yeah, combo decks are not in my brain at any rate.
So the Guac and Marshmallow Pizza, which as a reminder is a single green mana artifact food with flash that when it enters, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, and you untap it, and then it has the food text: tap, sacrifice, gain 3 life, 2 tap, sack, whatever, blah blah blah. Food text. The most important part is this: if you are this in combination with like a Retraction Helix effect to bounce, gives you infinite mana with Devoted Druid, because the Guac and Marshmallow Pizza pumps up the Devoted Druid to beyond what the -1/-1 counters would give you.
So for those who actually don't know, because I don't know the Devoted Druid has ever seen a lick of Pauper play, I'll be real. It's one in a green for an creature elf. It's an 0/2 and taps for a green, but you can put a -1/-1 counter on it to untap it.
There's no once per turn gate on that.
Nope, there sure is not. Yeah. So this is with the Guac and whatever pizza. It makes infinite power and toughness too. So
yeah, it also does that.
There's a commander joke of like, oh my god, I figured out a way to break Devoted Druid. It's like it just combos with like
with everything,
anything that
untaps. On the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Swift configuration?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but this is a cool deck. This deck, this combo made top 8 of RIW's event, and this is kind of like a teamer, mostly Simic with like a little bit of a red splash for a Bitter Reunion in the main, so that you can give your Devoted Druid haste and just like kind of go off all in one go. Yeah. You got Spell Pierces for interaction, maxing out on 4 Retraction Helix and 4 Banishing Knack, so you have 8 copies of the spell to give your Devoted Druid the ability to bounce the Guac and Marshmallow Pizza. Yep. And then eventually, once you've got enough mana to just go off, you work up enough untaps and such that you can infinitely bounce and replay your Hierophant's Chalice. And there's a number of artifacts you can do this with, but this is a 3 mana artifact. It taps for colorless, but also when it enters, target opponent loses a life and you gain 1 life. I know that a friend of the show, Zach Garretts, is also fooling around with a version that bounces Meteorite back and forth.
So if you don't have the chalice, if you have the combo, there's no way to like, it doesn't infinitely draw your deck or anything. So
No, it just makes an infinitely large creature.
So you, oh man.
That's the only thing.
Yeah. So you need Devoted Druid.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Block
stuff.
There's a lot of pieces.
The Helix or whatever.
Helix or
and then a
Knack.
payoff.
Yeah. Well, just those 3 gets Devoted Druid to infinite power.
Yeah.
But if that's
God
not
forbid,
enough,
we know that's not always
that's
enough
not
by
always
playing brute
exactly
scale.
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is cool, and so other people are just kind of like streamlining this. Some people are getting the sewer valence cam into the mix, which has also been
Is that
popping up
just
a
the
lot.
dig for like the draw?
Just to give you more untaps to get up to more mana. I know Zach's version is also playing like Mystical Teachings, because Mystical Teachings can find. Well, he's working more so just on untapping creatures that can untap lands with the bounce lands, because
So
they
like
tap for extra
Voyaging
mana.
Satyr and
Yeah,
things.
Voyaging Satyr, stuff like that. Vizier of Tumbling Sands.
Is there another combo of Cam?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
where you
okay.
can just use Cam as the untapper instead of Devoted Druid untapping itself with Guac. You just have the Sewer Valence Cam untap creatures that can untap the lands that tap for 2 mana.
Okay, interesting. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And so you do that enough times with like Retraction Helix, and then
Good news. I have all these ready to go.
Yeah.
Should this deck become a thing?
So you play Retraction Helix on a creature that untaps a land?
Something like that.
Nice. So I guess I think this deck's a little bit of a trap.
No, it's a little fragile. I think there's maybe some surprise factor for this.
Yes,
for sure.
It's
also way cleaner to play in paper than on Magic Online,
Yeah,
because
I'm
Magic
curious-
Online, these decks take a lot of clicks.
I'm curious to see where this goes. I will say that, and it kind of does remind me a little bit of the Brute Scale with like the 4 Tameo Safekeepers and the 4 Spell Pierces. That kind of gives me like the Duress Safekeeper vibes that Brute Scale was doing. But Brute Scale's backup plan is just a lot better.
Yeah, just like a Writhing Chrysalis.
And maybe we can see like that iterate in the future.
And this is only like week 1 or 2 of people
Yeah,
finding this. It has lots of room to develop. I've seen lots of different things that kind of try to speed up the kill.
Yeah.
To like a Malevolent Rumble to dig for whatever, or people playing Dizzy Spell to dig for.
This
one
combo
piece or
does have like a lot
another.
of dead cards. Like with like Brute Scale, the only dead card was really Sadistically.
Yeah.
And like this is just like I'm not really happy. Like this deck specifically, Guac and Marshmallow Pizza's not like none of your cards are doing anything.
Yeah.
If you're not comboing off in this deck.
Kerblinski put up a YouTube video recently where he took this combo.
And he put it in
with-
like a ramp shell.
Yeah, just like
Yep,
kind of
I
a
saw
ramp
that
shell,
one.
and using other elements of the blue splash with like Muldrifter as well.
That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, we were watching this actually
Okay,
on
cool.
Saturday.
I think I would like kind of like the Brute Scale thing where it started out all in and then it kind of went into this jump
Yeah.
splash.
I like this as like a side quest in your deck.
Yes,
I think,
agree.
where like it gives you a
Yes.
like get out of jail free button if it comes together,
I
but
feel like
ultimately you have other things going on.
to fully combo off a lot needs to go right, and it kind of has like this Pillapala vibe where
Yeah.
you need to not have summoning sickness, and you have Bitter Reunion, but now we're talking about a 5-piece combo. We're talking about Bitter Reunion, so it's a lot of moving pieces.
And some people have also developed like or put like Vines of Aswood. Is there a way to protect things? Because that does other applications instead of just like Tameo.
Stops their Brute Scale. I mean, their Devoted Druid.
Yes. Stops their stuff, but also just stops like some
Devoted Brute Scale.
random stuff that they can do. Vines of Aswood has the beautiful way it's worded is great. Love that one.
So I am looking forward to see where this deck goes. I think
Yeah.
I would like a more mid-range shell like that Kerblinski deck that you posted. But
I think that's cool.
what did we have a question? What or was this spawned off
I,
your
Thomas-
I have a
Thomas
question.
has
I have a question.
Listener email from Thomas Gunn.
He does listen.
What
Yeah, he
what
does
do
listen.
what do I play Saturday? I'm curious to kind of dig in a little bit into just like the three of our individual like processes of choosing a deck for a tournament that has like slightly more stakes that we like care about, because we often, especially for like content for the pod, will like just try decks or try to, you know, if we know we're gonna talk about control, like Cameron, you played a couple control decks in the 2 weeks leading up to that just to, you know,
Probably play
kick off the
elves
dust.
if we're gonna have Derek on top of elves.
Yeah. Just I've been playing a ton of
Wherever
elves.
that gets spliced in it.
Yeah. Oh, it's at the beginning.
Nice.
But like the context shifts dramatically when there are stakes that you care about. Like I have tended to play something a lot more on the lines of just like Mono Blue Terror or Mono Red Madness. Just play something like tried and true that I know I enjoy when I know that there's, you know, money on the line that I want to try and play for, or, you know, just to feel like I'm going to give myself the best shot of doing as well as I can. So where I'm at right now is it's tough to nail down what our local metagame is specifically going to look like. I have some expectations that red and blue will be fairly well represented. I have some expectations about, you know, some amount of Utrom monitor stuff going on, some amount of Leonardo stuff going on, and then like beyond that, like we have some very good fairies players and some elves players kicking around as well. So like, which is kind of your general top of the metagame anyway. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to fit into all of that and what concessions I feel like I want to give, because I think that Pauper is a format where you, just based on the tools that you can put into just one deck, I feel like there's always going to be a matchup that will, on average, just kick your teeth in.
You can never pick the perfect deck.
No,
You're gonna
right.
have
There's
bad
no
matchups.
Right. So I'm trying to decide for myself what my concessions are.
Actually,
I guess.
I want to, with this question, I actually
Yeah.
want to read a tweet that I found today.
Okay.
Let me find it.
Yeah.
For a moment, because it was kind of leading on back on what I said either a week or two ago about what Walker had said.
About Jund specifically?
No,
or...
not even just Jund.
Can
Okay.
I pee while you find the street?
Yeah, go for it.
A few minutes later.
He tweets out, he goes, "This Paupergeddon is going to have the flattest metagame in recent history." And he said, 0 to 1 decks above 10%, 4 to 5 decks between 5 and 10%, and 60%, quote, other. And somebody asked, he's like, "This is good, right?" And then Skora tweets back and was like, "Depends. Hyper-competitive players, like myself, can't really prepare. It's a bit more random. Good.
Sure.
Good."
Yeah.
Agree. Wait,
Cool.
did Skura say good at the end of
No,
that
I
sentence?
did.
Oh,
I'm saying,
okay.
that's what Skora said.
Yeah.
I said, good.
Yeah. No, I think that is a good thing for that. Yeah, agree.
If you can't find some joy and not just constant or consistently winning with the same deck over and over and over and over, and not finding any other joy to play in the format, like, what are you doing? Like,
Wrong format. Kind of
wrong
thing.
format for you.
Sure,
Like, I
sure.
get you're good at playing Magic, but like,
Then this isn't at Skura.
no, this wasn't
no,
at Skura.
no,
This
not
is
at all.
this is definitely not at Skura.
Obviously, but-
I'm this my simple. It was just like, you have so many options of things you can do. Tweeting through your thing,
Yeah,
you're looking for options and
You
what
get
you should be
decision
doing.
paralysis.
Yeah, you get decision paralysis. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, well,
I get 15th sideboard card decision paralysis, which is the worst thing.
And I get
But-
the sentiment too,
yeah.
because you can feel like you just picked the wrong deck. Not even for the tournament, just for your bracket. And there's no way for you to prepare for that. Like Devin bringing Cycle Storm to the second Common Ground Cup
yeah.
and just playing against Fairies 3 times. Like that's just really unlikely to happen. Like he could have played against like Gardens 1 round, Fog 1 round, and just like started out 2-0 instead. Like could have been a completely different tournament story, but instead he just played against Fairies 3 times in a row. So it'd be like that. And that's almost any deck. You could pick up a really popular deck right now, Rally, and you could just play against Mono White Weenie 3 times in a row.
and you will probably get dunked on.
Yeah, it doesn't mean Rally's a bad deck. It
Agreed.
doesn't mean that Rally can't win that tournament. If it's say there's 30 people there and there's 4 mono white players, you could easily win that tournament not play against it once. So
Correct. Yep.
yeah, no, I get you. So what are you between, you think?
I'm trying to decide whether I want to play. I've been really high on elves lately. I had quite a losing streak over the last couple days on Magic Online with it, but small sample size.
games don't count.
Whatever. Those games don't
Nobody's ever 5-0. Yeah, that doesn't exist.
Did get a 4-1 with it before this, but
That's not a 5-0. Nobody's ever 5-0.
they don't
but
Can we keep it on topic?
yeah, Cameron. I don't know. I've been feeling elves. I've been thinking about a control deck, but I think I just don't want to play. I personally, for my own development in the format, I think I need to play more control decks just to expand my range. I think I have an opportunity to skill diff some people in some cases. You know, I really want to be have a more well-rounded perspective on all of those things too.
I'm just gonna use blue-black terror as like a fill-in for control deck. And
sure, I mean it could be that, it could be wildfire, it could be gardens. Yes. Gardens is the one I'm leaning towards.
I do like a lot of these decks because they have tools for a lot, like a wide spread of matchups. And yes, they do have their bad ones, but they have like a wide tool. And something like blue-black terror, you can always default to beating the crap out of them with 5/5s, and that's not a terrible thing to be doing.
Right.
And
terrible
thing to be doing, and having cast down and counterspell in your deck isn't a bad place to be.
Snuff out, counterspell, brainstorm, very good suite. So like there's that. They're thinking of what I can in terms of what I do expect in the metagame. I think there will be a decent amount of Leonardo, because I think that there's some white weenie players that will, Leonardo's proven to be very good, and we'll just play that.
Yeah, big time.
I have an option to play.
There's always a boatload of fairy players for some reason.
There's a sweet brew that Carson worked on that he had a lot of success with over the weekend, and we've been jamming some testing stuff, and it's looking very strong.
What's that?
It's like a blue-black affinity snacker, abjure, Utron monitor. It's really, really strong. Just playing like some of the best cards in the format. And that has felt really strong, and he and I are like kind of going to be working on that for like other events and stuff too. But I don't know if I can even find the cards to put it together, because I don't have abjures, I don't have Utroms, so
Hippo's waiting.
Yeah. But it depends on what James plays too. So
he's playing this brew.
So he'll play the Snackerfice or whatever.
Snackerfice is a good name.
That's what Carson's calling it. So like that's definitely on my radar. I could play that, just like kind of do a little mini team deck with Carson, and that could be very fun. Also, just thinking with the number of very highly skilled fairies players that will likely be in the room, like Carl, who is top 8 at every single event. James is not a 0 to play fairies.
I'm not gonna play fairies. I'll tell you that now.
But you're not okay. But you have played it in the past, and Sir Hemslot, I think, is coming down. A very good fairies player. I wouldn't be surprised if on the higher skill ceiling, there's a bigger representation. More highly skilled players, there's more representation of the fairies deck than just the total percentage overall. Yeah. So like that leads me to kind of want to play like Lava Dart and Pyroblast. So
you're gonna be playing against some red deck or whatever,
right? Like so I'm trying to think of like what my spread looks like. Like if I play Mono Red Madness, for example, I think I'm fine into the mirror. Can figure out some stuff against Rally. Maybe I play End the Festivities. I was thinking about also just like sideboarding some breath weapons and just like wait to play the Gutter Snipe and just like play breath weapons against that deck. Like, I don't know.
I think you're approaching it a little bit the wrong way, in that if you just think about what do I want my spread to be, I don't think that's like bad. That's something you should consider, obviously, but putting too much weight into that, and more of just starting with somewhere you're comfortable in a deck you think does powerful things and will win a tournament. Like, can I win a tournament? Can Thomas Gunn win a tournament with this deck? Can you see yourself winning a tournament with said deck? And then go from there, because you do give yourself decision paralysis, because if you're just like, okay, maybe I should just be playing Fire Blast and Lava Dart. Oh man, but like Mono White's good against, or that's traditionally the Rally deck, but okay, but Rally's popping up, and that really eats the Mono Red Madness deck alive. So like, should I be doing this now? And you can like go in this loop forever. And I think where you should really consider for spread is in like sideboard and main deck consideration after you have a deck.
Right. Where I don't think I'm like, if I were to play Mono Red Madness, I think I would go down on affinity hate, because really the only because I have never found that matchup to be difficult outside of maybe they'll bring in some Hydroblast, then okay, I'll bring in a couple Red Blasts, because they also take out the Utron monitor and like counter a Thoughtcast. Like, okay, cool. And so I could bring in some extra answers for rally, extra maybe play a couple flaring pains for not only like if a random fog deck shows up, but primarily for prismatic strands. Like that's kind of where I'm thinking as well. It's also a decent thing to discard just to have sitting in your graveyard for a single mana for your Faithless Lootings and such. But
if you pick a deck you're comfortable with, like if you're thinking about,
I'm obviously thinking about Madness.
Yeah. If you're considering like Madness or Elves or Mono Blue Terror, it's like those are all three really, really strong.
I'm not
decks.
taking Mono Blue Terror.
Okay.
It's probably the deck I've had technically the most success with, but I don't think I'm going to bring it.
So if you're thinking about like Elves, X Control deck, or Madness,
or the blue-black deck that Carson's on.
Yeah. We'll lump that in with X Control deck or whatever.
It plays more like an aggressive mid-range deck, which I think is a really good place for a mid-range deck to be.
You're going to be picking something like powerful and that you're semi-comfortable with, maybe a little less of a sacrifice with all their don't have as many reps with that, and something you're comfortable being, and you have like a thought-out sideboard plan for what decks you're going to be facing, what do you expect to see, and say you bring the Mono Red Madness deck, and your first 2 rounds you just get rolled
by Coggates.
By Coggates or Rally.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh man, there goes that tournament. But it could have just as easily been you picked up, what was the other deck you said? Elves. And then you played against, I don't know what Elves were, Spy.
Terror. Yeah. They're jumping the opposite direction.
Yeah, like you could have just played against Spy and lost with that. And so like, and just knowing this, I guess for everybody too, whatever deck you end up bringing to a tournament, if it's a deck that you practice with, you have good reps with, you're comfortable, you do have a good win rate with it, you're doing the right things in the right matchups with it, you can only be so upset if you just kind of get bracketed out. It's like that's going to happen, like kind of like that Scourgery. You can't prepare for everything, and part of Magic is just taking your losses when they come. You're signing up to lose a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And Magic, especially Pauper, honestly, too, just by matchup difference, too. But yeah, I don't know. Just whatever you pick, just I think worry about that spread with sideboard and main deck considerations more than like if there's a lot of fairies in player in room. Whatever I play, like if I end up playing Naya Gates, I'm gonna have 4 bread weapons at my sideboard and Blue Blast.
Yeah,
and maybe the Scattershot Archer because
you're bringing in Blue Blast against fairies.
Yeah. It's new tech. I'm trying.
Oh, hell yeah, dog. I'm here for
Let me know how it goes. Yeah. I'll let you know how this card's not doing anything.
To counter the gut shots.
To counter the gut shots they're bringing. Yeah.
They're trying to kill your Sacred Cats.
Could you imagine if I go Basilisk Gate, I'm pumped on Sacred Cat, gut shot it.
Blue Blast.
Get out of here.
Against Mono Blue Fairies. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Not Dispel. Blue Blast.
So,
No,
because I found myself doing this at work. I was thinking about what deck I'm going to play this weekend, and I found myself waffling between like 4 different decks. Same thing. I'm like, should I just play Madness? Should I play Spy? I've been playing Spy a lot. I think
Spy's a good choice.
I think there's going to be a lot of rallying.
That's another thing of like, I also trying to think of a top-down perspective of like, is there a way I can hedge for more things of just like, if I play like a Lava Dart deck, do I want it to also be a deck with Galvanic Blast so I can kill Overgrown Battlements of like all these different like things or all these different like if this then this, and then that's where I kind of have to draw my concessions of like maybe I just have to race walls, I guess. Race Wall Spy. I think
I'm more scared of Rally than Mono Red Madness as Wall Spy.
Really?
Yeah, they have more ways to kill my Overgrowth Battlement.
Well, yeah, specifically because of Galvanic Blast, I guess.
I think just got the gates a little bit faster than just feel like their burn reach isn't as high, but I don't think they need to be as high.
Right.
No.
They just need to get in their 8 damage with their creatures and figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Nothing. Win game 1 and then hope I get massacred game 2 or 3.
My process is do something powerful.
Yeah.
Don't small ball like so much. Do things that are powerful. Like there's a quote meta game for a reason. Do the powerful things. Like whatever your powerful thing is, just lean into it. Like just do your thing. If you think you can correctly predict the room, that does help, and some for me, that does help in my deck selection. Like on occasion, it's like, I think, and I have called rooms pretty like on the nose. Sometimes I'm pretty good about that. I may not pick always the best deck for it, but I do call the room and do sometimes, and it's correct. But just do something powerful. Like I'm gonna do something powerful. I'm either putting like I say this now. I'm either putting Leonardo into play or I'm putting Utron monitors into play. Like I'm doing one of two powerful things. I don't know.
Turtles.
Yeah, I'm putting turtle cards. Apparently they're really good. I don't know. It seems to be a thing.
Very good.
Seems to be a thing. So I'm like either probably going to do one of those two things, like more on the Leonardo side of things. But that card is Fireball.
Yeah, for real.
Quite literally.
I remember back when they first put forth Erlingus in the Vintage Cube online. I'm like, that card is Fireball.
Yeah,
And this card
double
is,
X.
I was like, this card is also Fireball.
Yeah.
Turns out Fireball good.
This is 1 mana Fireball.
Yeah.
That gets you another clue.
I think that's likely my plan.
Yeah.
I did talk with Derek before the Shoebox event in case I were to have played the Pauper event in the Shoebox. We have noticed a lot of people drifting away from the mono white side, like just mono white.
Yeah.
And actually playing like a splash. Mainly the card we've seen is Arms of Adar. And you do that by playing like copies of Mardu Devotee and copies of like Orzhov Basilica, which is actually not bad in your deck anyways because you're already trying to pick up idyllic ranges with your Korskai Fishers on occasion. So just being able to do it with like land is pretty cool. And it's land that's functioning in your game plan to cast your really, really, really good sideboard card because it doesn't kill your own creatures. It just kills your opponents. That's good.
Yeah.
So, but we were talking about a hybridized version of that, plus like being able to play another sideboard card, and specifically mine was like Flaring Pain. I want to play Flaring Pain. So I was because the Mardu Devotee is also going to do that. So we're talking about like splits of like the balance lands and stuff like that. So I had packed all of that for in case, just in case. But yeah, I'm likely to slam some Leonardos and play this weekend if I had to take a guess.
Yeah,
I do not think it's a bad idea.
No, it's a strong card.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, these are all good things to think about.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, like
decision paralysis is real.
Right. And at the end of the day, like there's other Pauper events. It's not like the Pro Tour.
And the cool thing is any deck in this format can win.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter.
Any reasonable
and that can make it hard to pick the deck too.
Right.
It's just like, I could see myself doing well with this, unless this.
Yeah.
But I could see myself doing well with this, but unless there's a bunch of this, and I run into this. So it's just I find myself going down that same rabbit hole.
Yeah, and it's like I could potentially just like control the hell out of every game with Gardens, but then I feel like my like inexperience with the deck would potentially come through in some spots where I think I can play like the control archetype well, but
it's like, are you prepared to play against the mirror or like really long jump?
How quickly can I? Because I tank sometimes, and like you can only do that so much when you're playing a deck like Gardens if you want to stay out of the draw bracket. So yeah,
Correct.
I don't know.
We all just play the best deck.
Naya Gates.
Monstertron.
No,
it's Monstertron.
Oh yeah,
it's
you're right.
it's also on my list.
I think the skill ceiling's a little bit too high. It would be the
we can't all be Devin Northcutt.
No, we can't all mill some Colossus off the top.
Hey, sometimes
Or Natural Tron. Or keeping a one-lander and just drawing the Natural Tron.
Yeah. Some people are more powerful.
Yeah, I know. I love
some people are just better at Magic than others.
That's our new skill. That's our new inside joke. It's just Monstertron's the best deck in the format. It's just the skill cap's too high and people don't know how to play it.
There you go.
That's the new inside joke.
Well, then it'll get banned because something will get banned out of it.
Can Devin get Urza's Tower banned? Specifically Urza's Tower.
No.
I would be sad.
That would be sad to not have Tron in the format.
I agree. It would also be sad.
All right. Is that it? If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Do you want to say events? Yeah,
I'll shout out some events. There you can check out everything in the description. We also wanted to call out not just this weekend at Game Night in Columbia, hashtag sponsored, is this Winnidole that we're talking about that we're all going to be at. There's some other events going on this weekend as well as next weekend. I also wanted to shout out our friends down in Bama, down in Huntsville, Alabama, at JC's House of Cards. They're doing a little 1K.
I'll be there
on the 28th. So if you're in a little further south from us, or you wanna go down with some of the Nashville crew, that'll be a good time. And there's also an event down in.
Are you gonna go to the 1K in Bama? Or
I don't know. I might need a break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
a lot of
like,
magic.
Well, not even just that. Like this week specifically for me is like,
just
I have no
too.
like that. Like so, we just traveled yesterday.
Yeah.
Today's my like one chill evening.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the week.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
Also, a shout out to an event at Omega Card Games in Columbus, Georgia. They're doing a little 1K as well. That's in Western Georgia. They reached out to me. They had some questions. The shop owner and this person reached out to me as well. They were like, "Hey, how does all this work?" So I kind of walked them through some stuff, and they're getting a little event going. They've got some custom tokens that they made too. These like treasure and blood. Looks very cool. Yeah. So that's Omega.
Discord?
That's also on Discord. Yeah, it's Omega Card Games in Columbus, Georgia. That's the 29th. That's March 29th.
And then is it the April 2nd?
April.
Is it April 2nd? When is April 4th?
The Cock?
Yes.
April 4th.
April 4th.
Yes.
I can't remember when.
Yes.
Sorry.
The Court of Commons Quarterly in Murray, Kentucky, April 4th. And a whole bunch of other great events. Keep up with the Piedmont Pauper League in North Carolina and Greensboro area, and the Cascadia Pauper Circuit. And last but not least, of course, you can find this and other the rest of the information for a whole bunch of other events in the description, as well as our events tab in Discord, the events channel. But our friends up the Upstate New York Pauper League, they are running their third open on Saturday, April 11th. That information will all be in the description, as well as I'm sure Mitch will share in Discord within the next week-ish. So look out for that in upstate New York, in that area there. Also in July,
It's my birthday.
in July it will be your
Come
birthday.
to my darty.
There we're gonna do another darty.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, brother. Yeah, in July there's going to be New York City Pauper League is hosting what they're calling USA Pauper Nationals, and I'm certainly going to be there. Carson and I think, are going in on a room. We're jumping in on that. The hotel block is open next week, so we're going to jump in on that as much as possible.
How much are rooms?
I don't know, but it's a little bit outside of actual downtown. It's like a little bit north of the city, so
Not walkable.
yeah, no, it's not like a walkable type place. It's just like a hotel and conference area right off the highway kind of deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to that. I have
Yeah.
a lot going on in July.
Yeah. If you guys want to go, maybe I'll drive together.
I'd be game for
Yeah.
that. It's 15 hours.
That's like 10 hours.
Oh, it's a 10-hour drive?
Yeah, it's Baltimore.
Dope. I'm
10 or 11,
I would,
like
I
10
would
or
do
11
this.
hours.
I'm pretty.
Yeah. Carson and I split the drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd split drive too. I don't
Yeah.
mind driving. Yeah, I'd be very game for that. It'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, you can send those to commongroundmgpod@gmail.com. That, as well as our Discord link, is in the description below. Our Discord's pretty cool. You can go hang out with all of us. Go come bully us, and we'll give it right back.
Sometimes
Yeah.
when we're awake,
Yeah.
when we get the notification, doesn't always happen.
Yeah. No, it's pretty fun in there.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people in there, like Derek, who made a guest appearance
Yeah. Shout out Derek Smith.
From the Walmart checkout.
from the Walmart checkout. Yeah, we like to take your topics, run with them, all that. Lots of cool Pauper events coming up. Really excited.
Mm-hmm.
Be a lot of Pauper. Get
No
2
kidding.
weeks of Pauper in a row from me.
Yeah. Thank you again to Game Night for sponsoring the pod.
Oh, yeah, of
Check them
course.
out, GameNightTN.com. It's night with a K. Link in the description.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, next weekend.
Actually, I
Or
won't-
it's in
I won't- actually, I
2
won't.
days.
We'll see you
Actually,
in 2 days.
Actually, I
when
won't
this is-
see them.
Yeah.
But
Why?
oh, you're talking about game nights. Oh, I thought you were talking about we'll see you. I thought you were talking about.
Oh,
like-
we'll see
I thought you were talking about the
yeah.
listeners. I was
We'll
like,
also see the listeners. All of them are showing up to game night.
every single
Yeah.
one of them. Oh, that's
There's better be
impressive.
more than one duel.
Hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah, there better be one.
We're gonna up our sponsorship deal.
Yeah, like, hey,
If we pull 500 plus, geez, if we pull whatever.
Just
too.
for a win-a-duel. We're going to do it for the win-a-duel and not for the cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
cool.
funny.
Great. Just blow our load right
branding
away.
blow our load. Oh,
Cool.
Yeah.
speaking of blowing loads, let's get out of here.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, fam. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
I
I
have.
heard the funniest story about Landon, Brute's friend. Really nice guy. I've hung out with him at pre-release for Lorwyn, and then we went over and played Pauper at Brute's house. He's really funny, pretty chill dude. I heard he was at Pauper, and he was trying to, he's like, yo, the store's having a win. I don't know what store it was. They're having a win a box, but if they don't get enough people, it's going to get downgraded to win a bundle. Y'all should come to this win a box. So he's trying to convince everybody to come to this win a box. And everyone's like, no, we're going to go to this winter duel at game night. He asked Silly, he asked Carson. Everyone's like, no, we don't want to go to this makeshift bundle. We're going to go to this winter duel. And he goes over to Jonathan Brute. Man, I don't understand why everybody wants to win a duel deck so bad.
Oh, no.
And he's so new to me. It's so funny. It's so innocent. He's like, Jonathan's like, no, it's like a dual land. Oh, you mean like those $400 cards? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I don't understand why everyone wants to win a dual deck. And then I heard a little cube story. Jonathan told me something.
Oh.
So he's new, very new to Magic. He's never cubed before. So Devin steals Anna's Boomer cube.
Yeah.
And then tries to pass off his own cube to Jonathan. It was really funny.
No,
Anna finds out
that
that Devin was drafting Anna's cube by Silly posting a 3-0 picture in our Discord, which is so funny. Anna didn't care. He's playing cube against somebody, and he goes, Island go. They go, land, elf go. They turn over, they look at Centillus. Does this work the way I think it does? And Centillus says, I don't know what you're talking about. And so they go, okay, land, Gilded Drake, steal your elf. And I'm sure their opponent was confused. And they're like, okay, whatever.
The opponent was me.
That's what I'm telling you. They play a land. Thomas plays a land, says go. They play third land, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and bounce
the Gilded Drake.
What a sick line for a new player.
I got bent over.
That was dope. It was so dope.
It was great.